If you've ever been overwhelmed by should I be paying off debt or should I be saving, should I be investing, this video is for you. Welcome back to our big series for the month, New Year, Wealthier You, where I'm giving you 20 easy to implement tips to totally transform your finances in 2025. We are talking about the savings order of operations. So first of all, I want you to think about these steps as priorities. They're the focus area of your savings, of your finance plan. Not necessarily that you have to do only one before moving on to the other. Because as we know, we have to be making our minimum debt payments, right, in order to not ruin our credit. So priority number one, we are going to be targeting building an emergency fund, especially if you have $0 in savings. We need to actually fund that because it's your first line of defense against unnecessary debt. So we need to have this ideally in a high yield savings account in order to keep you safe. It's farther away, you won't dip into it, and it's earning you a higher APY. And you probably heard that it's generally recommended that we have 3 to 6 months of reserves in an emergency fund, but depending on the rest of your financial health, all the other areas, you may end up doing something more like 1 month before targeting another step, focusing on another step, and then returning. Number 2, taking advantage of our employer match into our 401k or a 403b. We not only want to be enrolled and contributing, but we want to be contributing at least up to the match because we never want to leave any free money on the table. The more that we contribute and we invest now, the more that we'll have later on. Again, it's about time in the market, not necessarily timing the market. So remember that a little goes a long way. Number 3, we are prioritizing putting our intention and attention to paying off debt. Now, especially high interest debt is very expensive. So we want to be paying off our credit cards, our personal loans, things that are above 7% generally is going to be what we want to target first because they're just costing us so much money to be in debt. Moving into more intentional wealth accumulation, we've got Roth IRA or traditional IRA. The more that we save now, again, the better off we'll be, the more financially secure, financially maybe even independent that we'll be. Now, if any of you are like my clients, they might be a little bit all or nothing. They're like, well, I can't max it out, so I might as well do nothing. This is not a black or white situation. There's plenty of gray areas. A little goes a long way. So if you can only do $25, $50, $100 a month, by all means, do it. We're after the habit here, and then we can build on top of that. We can increase that amount that you contribute as your income increases. And finally, number 5, we are turning our attention, our priority to maximizing our savings rate. This is intentionally left vague because it's dependent on what your goals are. So for example, my client who really wants to own a home, that savings rate, most of that is going to be cash savings, like capital savings to build a down payment versus my client who wants to retire early. That's going to look on maxing out all of their retirement accounts and moving into investing in a brokerage account. Remember that just like there are different areas of financial health, there's different areas of savings. So in order to understand where we should be placing our attention to, we have to understand the rest of our financial picture. As always, for one-on-one support and creating a savings plan that'll work for you, look at my 6-month program, build 6 sessions once a month, one-on-one. We'll identify where you're at and more importantly, the actions, the steps, the strategies to actually get you where you want to be. Otherwise, follow along for more money tips.